Good evening. Good evening to one and all. So today let us understand about what is share. Okay. So first of all, what is a share? Share is a share in the share capital of the company. Share capital of the company is collected issue of shares. Share is one of the units into which total capital is divided. So basically, if you have the total share capital of the company, share is just a part or a unit out of the total share capital of a company. Okay, so as you can see, the definition of share, a share in the share is the share capital of the company. Now, what are the two different types of shares? There are two types of shares basically. So what are there? Okay, what are the different types? Let's see. First is preference shares and the second one is equity shares. Preference shares are those shares which carry the following two rights. In respect of dividend, it carries a preferential right, that is like a priority over other type of shares. So preference shares gives preference, that is the priority. Okay, preferential right to be paid at a fixed rate or a fixed amount before anything is paid on the equity shares. And second, to be repaid the amount of the capital on the winding of the company before the repayment of equity shares. That means preferential shares or preference shares get right to get a fixed dividend. That is the first thing. Second, it gets priority over equity shares. And third, even if the company is dissolving or winding up, at that time also preference shares gets the first right over the other types of shares. That is why preference shares is more like, cautious investors invest in preference shares. Now, what about equity shares? Equity shares is also very important to us, right? Equity shares are ordinary shares. Equity shares are also known as ordinary shares. They are the real risk bearers of the company. Okay, so whoever is investing, for example, I'm an adventurous investor and I'm investing in equity shares, then I'm taking the highest amount of risk in the company. All right. So, equity shares are those shares which are entitled to dividend and the repayment only after the claims of preference shares have been satisfied. That means equity shares does not have any priority. That is, an equity shareholder is entitled to all the profits of the company after settling the fixed claim on preference shares. They are called the real owners or the real risk bearers of the company because they have voting rights and full right to participate in the management of the company because they take the highest amount of risk. So that's all for today, students. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.